short. It's about real world utility and Ethereum. It's slow, it's expensive, and quite frankly, the community has lost a lot of momentum since the Donald Trump election. What are some of your thoughts as to why XRP may pass Ethereum?
Well, the lawsuit suppressed a whole lot of stuff. Let's remember, January 2018, XRP was briefly number 2. Even after the Hinman speech, which was June 14th, 2018, where Bill Hinman gave, the free pass to Ethereum. Even after that, in October of 2018, briefly, XRP flipped Ethereum. And so, listen, people that love ETH are going to be mad at me, but I'm just saying it what it is. Ethereum blew the greatest regulatory advantage of any asset class that I'm aware of. That speech gave clarity to Ethereum and Bitcoin. And since Bitcoin doesn't have smart contracts and all that kind of stuff, it was the biggest regulatory advantage you can imagine. And I just see people losing faith in Ethereum for whatever reason. I think Ethereum is going to survive and do fine, but I do believe XRP will flip it.
Hello, everybody, and welcome into the first episode of Crypto Guys. And today we are going to be discussing XRP to pass Ethereum in 2025. Well, John Deaton seems to agree, Johnny Crypto. And what I thought would be a great, kind of way to kick off this episode would be just addressing how close we are to that actually occurring. It was only 6 months ago. There were several $100 billion between Ethereum and XRP. Today, that number is less than $70 billion. So this is a legitimate conversation that is yet to be had. I also want to point out people enter these markets to make money, and we're talking about return on investment here. So if you have to think out loud, Ethereum in 2025 versus XRP in 2025, the return on investment is clear. XRP looks like the achiever there, Johnny Crypto. But first of all, how are you feeling? Do you agree and do you disagree? And welcome into the first episode.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm feeling great. And good morning, evening, good day to all the crypto maniacs out there who are watching this, whatever they're watching it. Abs, I'm excited about it. John Deaton wasn't wrong when he said that they got suppressed. That by far, dude, was the biggest thing that everybody overlooks. Is not only did the price get suppressed, but the company itself and what they could do, Abs, got suppressed. And that really hurt everything. It hurt their growth, hurt the adoption rate, and ultimately at the end of the day, it hurt the XRP price in the past 4 years.
Well, Johnny, we talked for a long time about the possibility of this occurring. I believe it's already underway, and the data kind of speaks for itself here. As we're looking at the returns for 2024, in the past calendar year, XRP is up 310%. Bitcoin is up 30%. Solana is up 10%. But this is what people should keep in mind. Ethereum is down 48% from where it was last year. And you heard me reference it in the clip with John Deaton. I stated it very clearly. The community has lost momentum. We are now in a pro-crypto environment here inside the United States. And that 2018 free pass, it's not a part of the conversation going forward. So with that being said, I'm going to ask you the question. Do you think we flip Ethereum in 2025?
Oof, that's an interesting question. So, I think when you look at it, people will look at it and say, oh, well, we're not that far away. We're only maybe a dollar and a half away, somewhere in the 330 range we need to get there. But what's interesting about that, Abs, is that assumes Ethereum's not going to move. So if you assume Ethereum's not going to move and you say, oh, we're about $1.30 away, maybe it's conceivable can happen. But I think you have to factor in that it's been a sleeping giant. I know like everybody feels it's down and out, but the reality is I'll take the other side of the argument. While it's been kicked down, and John isn't wrong, it had a major advantage. It had the biggest advantage in the world when Hinman came out and gave it a free pass. And by the way, don't get me wrong. People made a lot of money. The insiders who owned it, Lubin, Hinman, and everybody else, they made a shit ton of money off that thing, Abs. That was the whole goal of it. Now it kind of lost out of favor, but I don't think it's dead and out. If you listen to Alex Becker and others, they think that for the real altcoin season to happen, you need Ethereum to take off. So I think ETH will. I think we'll probably end up back in that 4, 5, 6 range. And that's going to double, where we are today. So I'm going to have to take the argument that I think it's going to happen probably more closer into next season, next year, if you will, than this year.
I agree with that, Johnny. And here, just to point out how simple it is, guys, if XRP reaches $3.35, we are officially the second largest crypto in the market. And that wouldn't be the first time, as John Deaton stated before. It happened in October of 2018, after the Bill Hinman free pass. Very important narrative to keep in mind. But here's the breakdown, guys. Ethereum is currently 195 billion in market cap. Divide that by the 58 billion XRP tokens in circulation today. You get the round number of about $3.34. So again, we're going to close it out. Johnny says yes. I believe yes as well. If you agree, comment underneath the video. If you disagree, comment underneath the video as well. We'd love to address those comments and concerns. So Johnny, when do you think it happens? And we'll bring it home for today.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's probably a small probability that it happens in 2025, but more likely we're looking 2026, most likely I think that's when we're going to see it happen. It's 2026. When regulation comes, there'll be a lot of new money coming into this space. And I think while ETH will double, I think you'll see XRP go much higher than that.
Agreed, guys. I wish we could disagree on this first topic, but once again, big shout out to Johnny Crypto. And we're going to close it out with the XRP price chart. One thing XRP investors know for sure, when our project gets momentum, we take off faster than any other project in the crypto market. November was a primary example of this, going from only 51 cents in value on November 5th all the way to nearly $3 in value on December 3rd. So in less than 30 days, we saw this project do a 400x, and those gains have held solid. As I stated previously, XRP is the leader in the top 50 tokens, up 300% in the last 365 days, my friend. But with that being said, we love you guys. We appreciate you. If you like this new comment, be sure to comment and subscribe. We love you, and we'll see you.